You ask me, whole idea of these vaults was messed up. Sure, stick me underground with no control over anything. What could go wrong?
So here we are at Vault-Tec Among the Stars. Vault-Tec is known for doing some pretty wacky experiments. It's pretty fun going through, finding out all the crazy stuff they're doing. Some of them are pretty horrible, some of them are kind of funny.
Gary! Gary! Gary!
But this is not a vault, this is a ride almost, like a sales pitch ride at an amusement park. This isn't the first kind of walk-through display thing where Vault-Tec kind of shows off everything they do. There was one of these in Fallout 3, so I was kind of happy to see another one of these, but this has a little bit of a different pitch. It's not selling people to go underground on Earth in Apocalypse. They're trying to sell the idea of vaults being able to be the next thing for colonizing other planets, moons. And that kind of goes with the whole Galactic Zone theme at this part of the park. Here we got some robot workers that were supposed to be kind of showing off the idea that they can go out there, they can do the construction. Vault-Tec was experimenting on people outside of the vault here in this actual display. We're going to go and try and find some evidence of this. So here we got like the vault entrance. So outside was the other planet. You're kind of walking into the vault. Got some vision blurring going on. It's kind of odd. It's kind of like the hallucinations you experience in some of the other vaults, but what could be causing something like that? Let's find out. You got a bunch of doors to choose from. Let's start going through some of these doors. Let's see if we can find any evidence of what's causing this this blurring and this dizziness.
Hey, yo, compromise.
So let's check out this operations terminal. So this guy is just a sales rep guy. He's from Washington, D.C. Now this guy's pretty happy to be here. He gets paid a lot more to be at this theme park one. So this guy collapsed while walking through the exhibit. I thought it was a weird excuse because we keep the exhibit at a constant 72 degrees. So already something weird is going on here. I told him to put a spare key in his locker so he wouldn't forget it next time. He brushed me off, left the room. I don't know why, but the whole interaction made me really angry. So he's getting angry. So he's starting to notice weird problems in himself. Here he's really confused. He's wondering what the hell is going on. I don't know if somebody's messing with my terminal or if I'm losing my mind. I don't remember even making that last journal entry about getting angry. So he's getting memory loss problems, he's getting angry, and then Dr. Bateman comes through and out of nowhere says I should really stop drinking on the job. He notices he smells like whiskey but doesn't even remember drinking any. Alright, so he's had enough of this. It just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Lady just went nuts and ran out of the exhibit screaming. Day before that, some guy took off all his clothes for no reason and acted like he didn't have a care in the world until security dragged him away. To make matters worse, I keep getting all these sudden nosebleeds and headaches. I'm constantly forgetting things I've done and misplacing stuff I shouldn't be losing. Dr. Bateman said he thinks it has something to do with stress or new job anxiety, but come on, nosebleeds, memory loss, all from anxiety? So Dr. Bateman probably knows something that this guy doesn't. He's not in on whatever's going on, whatever's causing these vision blurs, whatever's making him angry. Alright, so experimental observation terminals. Let's see what these observation terminals were for. So now this was supposed to be just a sales place or selling the idea of colonies or something, but as usual Vault-Tec has some sort of bigger idea. So Dr. Bateman suggested we try theta radiation in the reactor area and observe the results it had on visitors. So these are supposed to be short-term experiments on just people walking through. It doesn't have any lasting physical effects, and works almost instantly. It appears that low levels of theta radiation is having the exact effects that Dr. Bateman predicted. People are getting tired, getting a bit dizzy, looking momentarily lost, and slurring their speech on occasion. So this is likely what was causing the blurred visions and sort of blackouts when we were walking through that part of the vault, which means the reactor's probably nearby there somewhere. So it goes on to say, I've been observing the effect of the theta radiation for almost 4 days now. I'm not really generating any new data points. Frankly, it's getting boring in the control center. Dr. Bateman's breathing down this guy's neck, but he's just staring at the same readouts for hours at a time. He wishes you would allow him to dial up the radiation. He just wants to cause even crazier effects on people just out of boredom. But he said we need long-term observation at a constant level. So just constant observation on people, low levels, constantly seeing what happens. But he's just, nothing's happening. So maybe he's a little bit more out of the loop than he knows. And you can't really feel bad for him since he's really just screwing with people and he's even bored doing it and wants to screw with people even more. Let's keep going. Now he's starting to suspect that he's actually part of this experiment. What if Dr. Bateman piped the theta radiation into here too? I'd be a perfect long-term subject, right? I spent the better part of an hour tearing open all the maintenance panels in the place, but I can't find out how he's doing it. If he's doing it, just the thought of it is really starting to piss me off. So this guy's starting to get anger problems too. And maybe it's not getting piped in there, but he's not that far from where we were having visions also, and where this other guy's having anger problems. They're all really close together. So they're all kind of lab rats along with the people that they're doing these short-term experiments on. So let's move on to the second terminal. Here we can see him with his pistol laying over there. The other guy's dead on the floor here. So we only got 4 entries on this one. Alright, Tech ratcheted up the frequency on the subliminal suggestion emitters. So they're trying to subliminally suggest to people and get them to do things. So we're using blue-grade holotape suggestions, simple stuff like take off your hat, you have an itch on your nose, blink your eyes a few times, stuff like that. So blue holotape is pretty simple stuff, pretty innocent. I went a little too far with the orange grade stuff today. I'm pretty sure the shove the visitor in front of you suggestion got to this lady and she did exactly that. Fortunately, the other lady she shoved wasn't so forgiving. They started a fist fight. Had to hit the alarm and security pulled them out of the exhibit. Dr. Bateman told me to just go with the blue grade for a while until things calmed down. So he's been on blue grade for almost a week now. And frankly, it's getting boring again. I decided to throw in the orange grade holotape for a little while and see what happens. Best hour of the week for sure. Didn't have any fist fights this time, but got a guy to drink someone else's Nuka Cola. Made a lady pick a guy's pocket and keep his wallet. And actually had a guy just piss his pants without a care in the world. This is premium stuff. So this guy's loving his job. Definitely seems more interesting than the other guy who was going crazy over there. Dr. Bateman, the guy who's probably in charge of this whole thing, was just making him do basically nothing and just seeing what happens. And he'd keep staying on his ass about it, just staying on him about it and trying to get him to just do nothing so he could see what kind of effects it would have on his mind. Unfortunately, it was a little bit more severe than what they probably planned. This is probably Dr. Bateman laying right here. He's probably been watching them from here. So let's take a look at his experiment orders. So experiment 1, brainwave disruption, use of radiation scrubbers in the exhibit to emit an electromagnetic field that causes interference in the brainwave patterns of human subjects. Expected results, minor loss of motor control, temporary stupor, and forgetfulness. So that's kind of like what we read in the Theta Guy's terminal. So experiment 2, subliminal suggestion, so this is the other guy. Experiment 3, hypnotic pheromones, use of genetic modification on floor to release a pheromone-like airborne toxin which will be inhaled while passing the emitters. Alright, so if experiment 4 is on theta radiation, then what are radiation scrubbers in experiment 1? Alright, so experiment 5, this is exactly what we were thinking. Long-term testing, use of experiments 1 through 4 on all of these employees in here that we're reading these terminals of, just to kind of like see what happens. There's rads, there's some sort of core going on here. This must be the theta radiation emitter. This is probably what was giving us this blurred vision. Now I don't know if there's these sonic emitters in this place. I haven't really seen any evidence of that, I don't think, but this is clearly, they're just dosing out radiation at people who were walking through the living room area of the vault display. So let's keep exploring the vault. Let's see what we find. Let's see if we can find these pheromones in the hydroponics area. And here we see a green mist being sprayed right in our faces. It clearly did something to us. Some weird effect. Now luckily, since we're just walking through the place, it doesn't seem to have any long-term effects, but for the people who were working here, they went pretty much insane, having to be exposed to this type of thing every single day. Somehow being blasted with radiation seems like it could have more long-term effects than they probably lead on to.
Imagine a future among the stars. For more information or to sign up for the Vault program, please see a sales assistant. Thank you.
And that looks like it's pretty much it. That is Vault-Tec Among the Stars. We got a sales terminal over here. Just basically bureaucratic stuff about getting these sales, how to get these sales. It all was pretty much a front though. This person didn't really seem to be, their job didn't really seem to matter. The real focus here seemed to be the experiments that they were doing on the visitors and the employees who worked here. This person luckily was probably left out of it for the most part. So this was Vault-Tec Among the Stars, Vault-Tec experimenting on just regular park goers before the bombs dropped all the way until the bombs dropped. Now, what Vault-Tec wants to do with this type of information from the vaults beforehand, how they even planned on implementing it, since vaults are for an apocalypse. Is there some kind of vault full of high-level Vault-Tec employees who plan on using this type of information somehow? We don't really know, so go ahead and leave me a comment. Give me your theory on why Vault-Tec even wants this type of information that they're getting from all these types of vaults, from these experiments. If you like Fallout 4 material, you want to see more, you want to see other videos I make, go ahead and subscribe. Leave me comments and messages on video ideas and stuff like that, things you'd like to see. I pay attention to all my comments and messages. I'll go ahead and get back to you, and thank you.